There we go.
All right. Uh, Welcome back. We're getting back into it. It's been a rocky day. Uh,
Yeah.
so we're back. You guys are going to a ball. To meet Admiral Quazzle.
Close it.
When you say that, it's important to swallow the A. Quazzle.
Walls.
Quazzle. In any case, that is something that you are doing. God, there's so much to do today. I don't think we're gonna get to it. So you are. Let's just like. Let's just skip along and go to the end of the day, unless you guys want to do anything between shopping and the party.
You just keep going.
I
Okay.
just wanted to do like just work with Barley on getting like the dress that I want, and then I have to also make like a persona that isn't Nyx.
Are you gonna go
Which
to your default lady that is maybe associated to other people?
like Astrid.
No, you had a default lady who was vaguely reminiscent of one of your parents.
No, I didn't. She was
Oh, you
reminiscent
didn't?
of Astrid.
Okay, yeah, that's fine.
Nyx herself is reminiscent of one of her parents.
Well, both of her parents really, but yeah.
And then the one with Howlin.
What?
And then you had the one with Howlin, which you probably shouldn't be. It would be a statement, that's for sure.
Yes, it would. I think as far as like what she'll look like as a person, she'll be basically still the same facial structure. But she'll make her eyes like a soft blue color. Her hair will be a little more black, a little less purple. And it'll be much longer and like very soft waves, all elegant like. And she'll just make her skin look less vibrant pink and more human pink.
Mhm.
Her little fangs just become normal teeth. I always said, cause sometimes I forget she has like itty bitty fangs, but she do, but they shrink.
Mhm.
And what else? Is anything else that's gonna change?
Her
Oh yeah,
serpent tongue.
That's a thing.
I think I just
Yeah.
made that up, but I think it works.
It works. I mean, who knows? I didn't think I made it a thing, but honestly, I could have believed that was a thing. But no, I don't think she had a serpent tongue. What else? Oh yeah, I wanted her to have like very slightly pointed ears, as if she was like half elf or something.
Are you gonna do any fall makeup? Any fun fall?
Yeah. You know, like, okay, so obviously I've been watching a lot of TV. I've been watching a lot of Euphoria. Their makeup looks immaculate. Oh my gosh, yeah, like the glitter looks. She's got all the glitter. Very dramatic.
Very nice.
And she'll probably
Euphoria makeup isn't all the time always.
honestly, I would just start doing it if I had the skill and the patience and the time.
What a loss that is to society.
Can we just make anything? Like anything all the time? Like, can I wear a cape?
Yes.
Instead of a coat?
Okay. Where did our society fail that our senators don't wear capes as part of the uniform? Why can't we be like Star Wars, where all the senators are just wearing capes?
It lets you make an entrance.
Capes are great.
Capes, let's get capes. Let's get loud makeup. I'm sorry, moving
on. She'll probably do the colors. She'll probably do like silvery glitter. And then colors to match whatever I make her dress that I'm still trying to figure out.
Nice.
Yeah. And then obviously she'll be like slowly working with Barley to show him what a dress looks like and like what she wants her dress to look like. And so I think I'm gonna go with what I initially wanted her to wear and not a frilly style. She's gonna do something sleek and simple and unassuming. like
Mm.
maybe like across the shoulder, slight V dress, ball gown-esque, long and silk and chic, and like ruby red, like blood red.
Woo.
And
We love jewel tones.
Yeah.
it makes your like somewhat unnaturally pink skin look a little more normal.
And then she'll probably, and then obviously makeup still silvery glitters, smoky eyes, bright red lipstick.
Mhm.
Yes.
Maybe a
and
few
aesthetic.
fake studs in her ears.
Very cool. Love that. Anybody else?
I know
I like
that
D&D
makeup wise, I
fashion.
want to have fun. Like, cause Aether's hair is always to one side because she puts all the like bolts and stuff, and like when I draw her hair, it doesn't make any sense because it's not supposed to, because it's not in a braid, it's not like in anything, it's just pulled up by various things that are magnetic. So
Yeah.
it just becomes something that kind of looks like a braid. So on the side where she doesn't have the braid, I want to do like glitter and like cloudy looking things. So it's
Mhm.
like iridescent and cool looking, like powder blues and like a little bit of pink shimmer and that jazz. And then the dress I already figured out. I tried drawing it and then I got frustrated.
I understand. It's yeah.
I love
Yep.
D&D fashion so much. That's all. It's so
A-
fun.
anything special? Or you just going in clothes?
Talking to me?
Yeah.
I'm going in this. What are you talking about?
All right.
This is it.
All right.
Why do you think I
sounds
put it on?
Clipper.
Why do you think I just put this
Clipper.
on because I felt like it?
You would do that.
Talking to me? IRL or
Yes.
Quipper?
Yes, both.
There. When
But-
you said cape, I even went and put on my cape.
I forgot you had a cape.
I have 2 capes actually. I have another one in my closet. But this one is my more preferred cape and the one that I read at the Renaissance Festival. I even attached this rabbit fur that I bought at the Renaissance Festival to the shoulder because it's very nice.
I
and
think I was
fluffy.
there when you bought it.
It's lovely. I attached it with a clothespin, so it's not like professional or anything, but it works.
All right. So, you guys heading there in the car?
Oh,
True.
I
Can we
guess
make it look different? Okay, here's my other question for you, DM. Even if we made the car look different, would what was his name? Holland?
Hellman.
Halden. He was-
Hellman.
Oh. Halden. Oh, I don't even remember him. He's so irrelevant. Would he still recognize that it's his car?
Would it burst into flames upon arrival still?
Probably.
I don't think we should, man. I don't think we
Cardinfall's
should.
a big place.
I don't know. We could just make it look like a normal black car, though.
That erupts into hell.
That's what I was asking. Would if we
Yeah,
made
you can
it
make
look
it
different?
like a normal black car, but like when you cast the spell and you see it summoned, it still comes in through a flame portal, you know?
But yeah, but like we're not gonna be like it lasts for 8 hours. We're not gonna be like casting and dispelling it. Like we're not gonna roll up to the party and then just be like, "All right, card, I'm getting the hellhole," and just like I ain't wasting my level 2 spell slots like that guy.
But to be fair, it seems feasible that there's other cars like that in existence. Probably.
It makes me so nervous that I want to use the car so dang bad.
I'm nervous.
I say we make it look like a limo.
Well, so actually, Lizzie, we were discussing that right after you left. Would it make more sense to prioritize the style in which we arrive, as in like make it look like a limo or something, or would it make more sense to potentially prioritize like the potential necessity for an escape vehicle? Like, would it make more sense to make it like a speedy sports car or
Well,
something, as
I'm
opposed
also
to like
just
a limo?
before you get too far into this, I haven't made the stats for cars yet,
Well, sure.
but any vehicle you make is going to have fairly consistent stats. It doesn't matter if it's a limo or a sports car, the speed is probably going to be the same because of magical restrictions.
Well, but to be fair, speed aside, like even if it had the exact same engine and same speed, it is also just harder to drive fast in a limo than it is to drive fast in a normal car.
That's true, but that will not be considered unless you're like, uh, I want like
Chase.
a giant like garbage truck.
Beep beep.
An ice cream truck.
True.
Oh, do not tempt me, Corinna. I wouldn't drive up to this guy with an ice cream truck.
I don't feel like we should draw that much attention to ourselves.
Okay. What if it's just like a plain black unassuming sports car?
I feel like that would be fine.
Maybe it has a little bit of a cool little sheen sparkle to go with your dress. And maybe some dice hanging on the rear view mirror. Maybe a fun little bumper sticker of a loot. That's all. That's it.
Okay.
Dad opened my door. I'll be
Okay.
there.
In the meantime, since he's all dressed and I know that he's fine, let's go to the ball because I would like to get some things done.
Oh god.
So you head to the ball, and as you head outside the ball, this is a rich area of the Axel district, which puts you at the upper middle class. And sometimes there's upper class people that live in the down below because it is, for whatever reason, either their preferred home, or they just don't have the fun. While they may be rich, they don't have sustainable funds that they could uphold it in the lavish lifestyle that it is above. And that's the kind of energy you get here. These people are living well. Their houses are very big, their apartments are big, and in this case, there is something of a mansion with like its own yard, which is unheard of in the Axel district. And in the back, you can see as you enter, like there's this like large gated area, and as like there's Embernox guards guiding you into the people into the area, and it's like this large mansion house with like a fenced in yard. And as you see the fence, like you have to walk over a moat to enter to go towards the center of the house, and around the whole place is just like kind of a pond with like lily pads and like flowing waterfalls, and you see koi fish and frogs in the water with like lights beneath the water, like giving it a glow
Nyx
so
is
you
like
can see all the
holding
things.
Aether's hand to like have impulse control and not try to like stuff one of the koi fish in a bag to take home with her. Like she's just like holding on, like taking deep breaths.
Control
Uh,
yourself. It'll be okay.
Eye on the ball. Eye on the ball.
you see as there is as you get to the front, there is a 7 foot tall lizard folk person that is like thin but very lanky, and they're standing there with like kind of like a tuxedo with like long tails with their arm forward. Am I to take it you are guests? May I see your tickets, please?
Sure, the three of them.
Thank you very much, milady. You may enter the residence. Please enjoy yourself. And you see as like other guests are gathering behind you.
We should find the
Anxiety.
sandwiches.
As you enter the room, there is just like it is just like this large, elegant place. It is nothing like any of you have ever seen before. There's like it seems to be a very aquatic theme, like half of the rooms and like especially the main foyer. Please,
It doesn't fit. I got it. There we go. Whoops.
giant fountain in the main foyer, as well as just like different waterfall themes. Like the whole half of the entryway has just like one of those small waterfalls going down the side of it. Um, and uh, and as you enter, you just see like there's crowds everywhere. There's like a pretty significant crowd here. There is people walking out with trays of foods. You see fruits and vegetables and some like little things on it. And for note, none of you have probably ever had a proper fruit or vegetable because they were all normally grown in the blood gardens. So these are like just normal fruits and vegetables. Certainly a delicacy. Um, Also, you see some things that are like small bug dishes and other weird things like that that are not even normal for like normal Cardinfall food.
Interesting.
Yeah.
What kind of guests are at this party?
I don't know, but we should definitely be on the lookout. You never know who we might run into.
It's true.
Yeah. But you can you see there's like all kinds of rooms with like different gatherings. It's crowded, but like not packed, you know? There's probably like 10 or 15 people per room, and the rooms are pretty big. So there's plenty of room to navigate or like talk amongst yourselves.
So I
So-
guess we gotta track down the Admiral now.
Are we gonna even know what he looks like? We didn't really ask for a lot of information on what he looks like because I kind of heard gala and then blanked out after that.
Yeah. I'm sure he'll have like an air around him, maybe. Or we could
Or
just
a
ask
uniform?
around. That's
Don't they usually wear uniforms to party?
well, he was retired, so I don't know how that works exactly. Maybe
I
we
mean,
can just
even when
look
you
around.
retire, you retain your. Yeah, we can look around. Should we?
Someone's bound to say, "Hey, Admiral," or something
Should
like that.
we? Okay, I know you're never supposed to split up. Should we split up?
I suppose it couldn't hurt. It's just a party.
It's the party, and I promise, I pinky swear, I will not steal. Give me a sec. I will. Oh, this is so much harder than I expected. I will not take anything that I'm not supposed to take.
I will make no such promises.
Okay, I figured as much.
Okay.
Divide and
That was
conquer.
divide and conquer.
Okay.
Nyx
Alright.
makes books it for the snack table and then moves out to the rest of the crowd. Do you have party music for us, Ryan?
Yeah, one sec. I needed to find something that I just forgot to do.
All is well.
Right, we got it. Where's this pen?
Why am I like actually anxious?
All right. So I'm afraid you're gonna have to deal with this version of party music, and I feel that it is somewhat still connected, so I'm willing to go with it.
Interesting.
Because
Nice.
I didn't prepare
Sounds
its own unique thing.
Ah.
So we're just gonna go with Omar's theme, especially since Omar is your connection here. Yeah, and it actually matches the aesthetic of the party itself, or rather just the house. And you see there's a whole upper level that seems to be barriered off. Like to the main foyer, there's just like kind of one of those like side staircases that leads to a top balcony where nobody seems to be up there at the moment except for some security guards that seem separate from the Embernox guard. Uh, but it's fine.
What?
But you see, there's also like a large buffet table, kind of on the other side. But yeah, you're just going. There's like fruits. There's cheese and crackers, and like wines.
She's trying to be ladylike, but Nyx is not very ladylike. So there's definitely a moment where she's just like,
There, you look over at like, Nyx goes. She stuffs food like under the dress,
strawberry.
and as you look down, you can see that the food is gone. That you just put in there, and you see as a little tongue comes up from under the dress and like scoops off a piece of food and pulls it
I
in.
like tap my skirts like, Barley, no, not now.
I just look over at Nyx and I'm like,
You see one kid that's with a like what appears to be a wealthy halfling family goes, Mom, did you see that? Mom, did you see that?" And then she's like, Shh, shut up.
alright,
I totally
I'm
forgot
just,
my dress was made of teeth. It's fine.
I'm just like looking around trying to see if anyone has air of an admiral, if anyone says a admiral, like just things like that. Trying to get a feel for like who the admiral might be, and I'm trying to like
Sure.
appear as put together and like elegant, even though I'm screaming inside.
Make a perception check.
That was the most elegant way I've ever heard somebody say, I'm screaming inside.
23.
23. So you hear a lady. She appears to have like a deep blue skin and black hair that's like almost like it's wet, is just dripping down her head, but she makes it work. Like and she's got a similarly colored dark navy blues suit on. That why are you smirking at me like that?
I don't know. I'm waiting for the rest of your description.
Oh yeah, but she's just like she's standing there and you see her talking to another guest, and she goes, "Oh, you know what? I'm hoping that we're going to be able to see the Admiral's children today. I heard they're out back. Um, as such sweet little darlings. They're so cute. Although there's so many. Um, and then and then you hear another person talk about talking about how much they're going to donate to the cause, and you start to gather the point that this gala is not just a party. It seems to be a fundraising event for a um re for helping a species that is near extinction be preserved.
Oh,
Really
that's so
quaint.
cute.
I'm definitely gonna try to sneak upstairs and steal some stuff though,
Okay.
because I'm not gathering any of that information.
Okay, so you're
Like-
going to try to sneak upstairs.
The competent people will surely achieve our objective here. I mean, well, let's just make some alternative objectives. You never know. I mean, the natural way of going about this would be to turn it visible.
Okay. And are you going up the main staircase, or are you going to try to find another entrance?
I guess I'll like casually look around visibly for some other method of going upstairs. Like rather than turning invisible prematurely.
Would you like to like search around the building, or would you like to just look?
You're just like casually mingling and walking around and just kind of like, oh, what we got going on? Oh, there's a back stairwell? Okay.
In that case, make an investigation check.
Sounds good to me. Ah, hey, yes sir, that's a natural 20 for a total of 21.
All right, you find two things. One, you find a back staircase that could certainly be that you could go up, but it is guarded. Another thing that you do find is, what are those like pulley chutes where you can lower things between floors?
Dumbwaiter.
Dumbwaiter, yeah.
Oh my god.
Oh my gosh.
Well, with that in mind.
And it couldn't fit a normal-sized person, but you, perhaps.
I do one of these. I don't know, where's the bathroom? I need to use the bathroom.
Sure, there's bathrooms available.
I go to the bathroom.
Mm-hmm.
In which I turn invisible.
Mhm.
And then go to the dumbwaiter.
Okay. Make a stealth check at advantage for like trying to navigate a semi-crowded building, and like opening a bathroom door, for instance, on its own.
Sure. That's another 21, but not a natural 20. Just 21.
Okay, 21. Yeah, you sneak past. You're just fine. Let me just. Yeah, you're fine. You begin and you navigate through. You get to the dumbwaiter in the back. It's like kind of close to an entrance that looks like it could be a servants area, or like some place that's blocked off, not for guest use. So you go into that, and I don't really know how dumbwaiters. I guess you would have to pull it up.
I imagine
Yeah.
it'd be like a button, maybe, or
Yeah, in this case, I'm sure there's probably a button on the
know.
outside, like an elevator, and you just go like dink and slip back in.
Because I know in the movie Zathura, which is the only instance I've ever actually seen a dumbwaiter, they have like a rope inside of it that they can pull.
Yeah.
Which is weird, because why is it inside the dumbwaiter? The rope that you pull.
I think
'Cause
there's
they have-
another
Yeah, there's another one outside of it, but they have one inside as well.
Oh.
that you could feasibly use.
Yeah, because that's the one that it's like the other side of the rope that's like constantly.
I guess.
Yeah.
Well, then there you
In any
go.
case, but
But-
in your case, there's a button because it's mechanical,
Yeah.
and you just like press a button on the outside, get back inside, and like doors close like an elevator, and you
Mm.
slide back up, and and the doors open up, and as the doors open up, you can see that up here there's a busy kitchen, and it seems that was one of the ways that they like were putting in small dishes to be put down for servants to then carry around. So you just see there's like an active kitchen going on around you.
Just like slink out of the dumbwaiter onto the floor. Get out of the way quickly in case someone needs to use it.
You see there's like this little there's this gnome who has both of their hands seem to be prosthetics, and you can see there's just like a various number of tools, and there's like on one hand there's 3 different knives that are like rapidly going across and chopping a dozen like different vegetables and carrots, and another one is just like transforms into a hammer and he starts like tenderizing some meat, and it's just like and he's just like gone into this little frenzy with his like mechanical glasses changing in size and shape as he's moving. And
I just love the thought that you tenderize your meat like this. Like, you just take
I mean,
a mallet
you're a
and like a
gnome.
steak and you're just absolutely demolishing the steak. Just beating it into
so it
paste.
seems to take a whole lot of extra effort. And all the while they're also like barking out orders as they're like chopping and putting their whole shoulder into tenderizing the meat. And yeah, you with the last roll, you're able to sneak past them and go out into what appears to be like a short hallway, which separates partially into the top foyer, but also there's a room to the left, a view on the way to this hallway. All the doors are closed right now. Nobody
Nice.
appears to be there except for there's guards at the top of the stairs at the top of the foyer.
I want to just go all the way down the hallway. I want to
All right,
find
you
the furthest door from the kitchen.
All right, so as you go down, you enter like the area that you saw from the bottom, where it's like the main balcony overlooking. To your left, there's like a big set of double doors, and then further on there is further on you see a different set of rooms. One in the far corner. Sure, you enter that room and you see what do you walk into the door?
Sure, I want to like peek the keyhole maybe. If the
The
keyhole can
keys
be
are
peeked.
modern. They
Fair.
cannot be peeked.
Fair. Yeah, I mean, I guess I'll just open the door and peek in.
Okay. You open the door, it isn't locked, and you see what appears to be like there were trophy rooms down below, but this looks like maybe a more personal set. There is there's like bits of mechanical pieces from like you don't recognize anything. Bits of mechanical pieces hanging on the wall that are kind of beyond your understanding. On one at far end of the wall, there's like this giant mechanical cannon where you see arcane constructs and electric and mechanical designs making it run. You also don't recognize this piece of machinery, but it looks dangerous. And on the other side, you see something that appears to be a giant beak. That is hanging from the wall, and there's a profound lack of other things there, except for behind it is a massive painting of a kraken in a fight with a battleship.
So you're telling me I'm looking at a kraken beak?
Yes,
Yes, sir.
it is easily like you looking at it like this thing could swallow you without noticing.
I'm just wanna. I have a feeling that what I'm searching for is not in this room, but I want to walk up and just gently lift the painting off the wall and see if there's anything on the wall behind it.
Oh, you know what?
And just give it a little
You
like,
do
ooh.
see a small safe.
Never cracked a safe before. Debatable. Doubtful. Do I even have a spell that could do such a thing? I don't think I do.
There's a spell called knock.
I don't have that. Probably should. Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I'm gonna. How big is this painting? Is it too big for me to put back up if I take it down?
I'll be honest, it's going to be a struggle for you. It is a big painting.
You know, as much as every part of his soul doesn't want to leave this safe, I think he's just gonna have to cut his losses and just leave the
Okay.
safe. Yeah, I'm gonna go just look for a different room.
Okay, there's another room you see on the right-hand side, right as you leave there. This door is locked.
Ooh. I try to unlock it.
Okay, make a thieves' tool check.
What is that, like dexterity plus a proficiency bonus or something?
Yep, if you're proficient.
Indeed. Oof. That's an 8.
8, yeah, no. You're not getting that baby open.
Yikes. You know, I don't know. Maybe I'll just cut my losses. It's fun while it lasted. I don't want to take up too much time just trying to steal stuff. So maybe I'll just ski-daddle on out of here.
All right, and as you make that decision and begin to head maybe back
Wait
from
a
where
second.
you came. Okay.
Were there any windows in the trophy room?
No.
Ah. Never mind then.
Um.
I surrender.
And as you make that decision, we will move over to Nyx or Aether. What are you doing?
I know Aether's primarily looking for the Admiral. I don't know. I think I also want to be looking for the Admiral, but I also want to be listening around to any suspicious conversations, like anything related to the Syndicate, his current actions, if anybody has gossip, or if anybody has any gossip related to Omar.
Mm.
So, what should I roll for that?
Roll a perception check.
Look. That's only a 13.
Or 13. You hear Omar's name mentioned briefly, and one person is talking about a cautious sympathy for Omar's cause. Like I appreciate him, and I kind of see where he's coming from, and I think he's probably right, but I'm scared he's a bit radical. And you hear from the other person like a kind of dismissive attitude towards it, calling Omar basically like naive, basically a naive fool. He doesn't know what he's getting into, and that like they appreciate what he's trying to do, but realistically, there's no world in which we could have such ambitious creatures as dragons integrated with our society. And he's just he's a well-meaning but naive radical.
Okay.
And
Should I do different roles for different topics?
Probably, but before you get to that point, you find yourself as you're like not paying attention, you're like looking over your shoulder. You just like bump into what feels like a solid wall, and you like look up, you turn around, look up, and you see just like cloth in front of you, and your eyes go up, and you see there's just this like massive figure. They're probably 8 or 9 feet tall. Probably had to squeeze through the door, even though the doorway in this house was actually very large. Um, they are large. They are large in structure. They have like kind of a belly that goes out, but they're wearing a very, very fine suit. And you see at the top there are two orcish-like heads, um, both sitting on the shoulders. Uh, they both have like they're ogre-like with like large teeth coming out from the bottom. One side has a like deep scar over one of the eyes and is currently asleep. It has a longer hair that's tied back, but this other one has a shortly cropped hair and like short beard, and they have like a small crest on their shoulder that resembles a rising sun. Uh,
Hold on 1 second.
yeah, yeah, I'll give you time.
Is the crest of the rising sun like? What is that a symbol of? Is that
Make a history check.
because I don't think that's. If it was Embernox, I would recognize it.
You would recognize Embernox.
History?
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Two.
Cool.
You're not sure. You think you've been around a lot. You think. What is? You think this might have some association with the Zarius Legion, being that like it is a sun that they worship a god that is related to a sun god. It's probably that.
Gotcha. Hold on. Sorry. My pen is like running out of ink, but I don't want to change it out for a new pen until I know it's dead. So
Hello. I can see yours, and I can't replicate the voice, but it is deep.
deep.
It
Yeah.
it is like it's deep, but not gravelly. It's smooth and almost soft, but it like still you can still feel it in your gut. You know?
That's so cool. Like a rumbly bass.
Yeah, exactly. But it feels almost soothing to listen to, even though it comes from maybe a naturally harsh face. Uh, well, hello there. I can see you're listening to things you probably shouldn't be.
Oh, hi. Sorry. I was distracted by the wonderful scenery. It's beautiful in here. A lot of fish.
You don't need to. You don't need to hide yourself from me. I haven't seen you around. I don't recognize you. Never seen you at one of the Admiral's gatherings.
Oh yeah, I'm just visiting. It's all new, very new to me. I'm not familiar
Who
with
do
all
you
of this.
represent?
Um, I'm just here with a friend. I'm just a +1. I don't know where she went. She's somewhere.
And who do they represent?
I'm afraid I'm not going to be giving names to somebody that I do not know. That's an awfully dangerous business.
Not at a place like this. That's what it's there for. We make connections. We make friends.
Then might I have your name first?
Sure. My name is Felder.
Just Felder?
Yep.
Felder. Well, it is lovely to meet you.
It is lovely to meet you as well. I hope you do know I'm playing with you a little bit. I'm not security and I'm not real concerned about that kind of thing. But I am interested to know how you know the Admiral.
Well, that's just it. I don't know him yet. I'm hoping to make introductions.
Ah, you haven't met the Admiral.
No, I haven't.
Well, let's just say it's a unique experience for everyone.
That sounds kind of intimidating.
Not so. Usually a delightful one, but I suppose it can be a bit rough at first, maybe a little bracing, but he has quite the charm, I assure you.
Sounds lovely.
Now you're a little young for the sort that we get around here. I actually wanted to ask, um, are you a student?
A student? I don't think I understand what you mean.
I'm saying that usually we don't have people this young in this kind of stature if they aren't associated with some sort of family that I would already know. So I assumed maybe you were a prestigious student associated with the Sanctorum district, or perhaps one of my classes, and I didn't recognize you.
I suppose you could say I'm in brief association with the Sanctorum district. I have briefly studied under Maslov, but it was brief.
I see. Well, while my connections with him may be rough, I do know he creates brilliant students. Um, I hope that someday you will graduate from his university and perhaps join with the Dawn Emissary. Um, I promise we're a little bit nicer.
Well, thank you.
Nonetheless, I'll let you go. Please enjoy the party and stay out of trouble.
Always do. The emissary. Okay.
Also, look, Laszlo creates great students, but we have we may not be so known for it, but we have a good education program as well. If the harshness of it doesn't work out for you, we might have something.
I appreciate that. I will keep that in mind for the future.
Mm. He like bows his head ever so slightly, and and he begins to walk away, and you can see his head actually hits a part of a chandelier that was hanging, but it's like so part of his forehead he doesn't seem to notice that a metal piece just hit him in the head, and he just keeps walking. And again, the other head is just like lulled down, totally asleep.
Quickly, like, grabs 2 strawberries and like stress eats one and like stress feeds Barley another one, and he's just like
You
just
see
like
as like the seam or like the side of the dress just like opens up into a mouth and just consumes it and then melds back into the dress, and you see like a little lump form, and as it moves down the body, it just like disappears.
oh, that was terrifying. I really should have come up with something. I should have come up with a backstory. That would have been smart.
Aether, what are you doing?
First off, you're frozen for me,
Sorry.
but it's fine. But I'm probably going to, since they were, since whoever I saw that said something about the kids, I'm probably going to like try to walk around through the room and like look out a window and maybe see, is he out there with his kids? I was kind of confused. Or just like
So,
continue to make my way around and see.
so you try to look around, and there is like you can see there's like a glass how would I say? It's like a glass sunroom, I guess, that looks out over top of the whole backyard, and it's slightly elevated. The bottom is like a very cool stone, and as you look over, you can see there's like a garden, but there's no like land or places with like a lot of vegetation, no like flat grass. It's just many series or like terraces filled with water pools that have like slight waterfalls. And you don't see any people out there.
What do I see?
You see, make a perception check.
18.
You're not sure, but you think you see some, like, things that look vaguely like tadpoles that are about that big. And it is at about this time that that we it is about this
I'm
time
sorry.
that and oh yeah, those tadpoles are like all in the different pools that you see, and you don't see it all the time, but like you just see them as they might like go over a waterfall, and you can see there's like a complex system so that they're clearly able to like swim down through different terraces, then work their way back up through another system or something like that. There's even some tubes that you see one of them just go.
That's so adorable.
Um, but then at about this time, Quipper, as you're making your way and you make the decision to leave, you're at the top. You're at the top of the
Oh no.
foyer area. Just in front of you, you see as the two doors at the top of the foyer to your right now, just like open up, very suddenly, and you hear this like stomping noise on the other side. And Nix, you see looking up at that area, as this large creature stumbles forward. You see they are considered large, so they're probably like 7 feet tall. The body is wide and only vaguely human-like. It has stubby kind of arms. Well, the left arm is kind of like stubby with like little pointed fingers, and the right-hand side is like has a cannon on it. Basically, it just looks like a small cannon, and the right leg looks like a what is it? A peg leg. And but the suit is otherwise looks like an old naval officer uniform. And but you see the most shocking thing, the body and the head, and immediately following the body, a tail. The body is like thin, slimy skin that vaguely resembles a giant salamander with these like frills at the neck. And it has like this like big old monocle on one of its eyes. It What you were looking at is like a giant axolotl salamander with a tail, with like an axolotl like tail dragging in from behind it, but in a naval officer uniform with a prosthetic cannon arm.
I'm gonna cry.
I made a custom race, and it's of salamander axolotl people. And you see as this like, and it's a very loud outfit and a very loud kind of just presentation. As he slams the doors open, he goes, "Hello, hello everyone, welcome to my party. I it is a pleasure to see you, and it is time for me to make my appearance." Uh, Down the stairs with like arms wide, and as he starts going down the stairs, you can see it's clumsy, and he kind of has to like move his whole body with each step. Uh, and then as he gets down, he goes and he presses the button on the side, on like the top of the stairs, and then the stairs like flatten out into a slide and fill with water, and he kind of just slides down on his heels, and then he lands at the top with a little flourish, at the bottom with a little flourish, and the like stairs turn back into stairs, and he goes, and he just goes around and he begins like talking to people and like shaking their hands. And as you see, as he shakes their hands and pulls them away, there's just like slime that stays on the people's hands, and they're always like um shaking off. He goes, "Oh, hello, I haven't seen you in so long," and he hugs the lady with the suit, and you see as she goes uh like
I love
clearly
him
she's
so
happy to
much.
see him, but he's very slimy. And he goes, "Oh, how are the children?" And "Oh my goodness, this is so good." And like just like greeting everyone and having a great time. You gather this is the Admiral.
Sorry, I keep taking glances at Soap because I'm imagining Soap being able to walk and have a cannon arm and a peg leg. Matt, I don't know if you know this. I have a pet axolotl.
I have heard of this actually.
He's my pride and
Oh,
joy,
amazing.
and he's so. This is. I know it's not soap. I'm imagining it's soap in my head. I'm getting way too attached.
He's like a gray blue color as opposed to soap's white.
Pinky.
Yeah. But eventually, and it takes a while. He does a lot of greetings. He does a lot of entertaining, and then he goes and does a little speech. And by this point, all of you, I assume, have settled down and are just kind of watching him. And he goes,
Ah, he opened some doors. I want to see what's behind him.
"All right, you go open and you open the door and you see what it basically looks like a big old living room
Nice.
with like fancy platters and rooms, and you see a portrait of him as him and the giant axolotl with his arm around another slightly larger axolotl in basically a dress, and
And the wife.
and a little like, and in front of them is a pool filled with what are basically tiny salamander tadpoles all swimming in this little pool. Uh, and that's what the portrait looks like. Um, but in any case, before that,
Yeah, no, no.
he goes into this small speech at the top again, and he goes, "Well, I just wanted uh to make sure everybody was having a good time, but I also wanted to get us down to business. You are all some of my more wealthy friends, and that's why you are invited. Uh, this is of course because my species is not very populated anymore, and we are now endangered, and I wish for funds to help get families such as mine to have the proper conditions to raise children, even though this may be more expensive for us than it is for most people. So thank you for any donations you would be willing to offer. They will all be going to a fund to help families like mine, although usually for those that are less privileged as us. So thank you very much. I would love any donations. You can do these anonymously, or and consider they are all tax exempt at the end of the year.
Hmm.
So everybody have a great time. Uh, I'm gonna go talk to more people now. Goodbye.
I love him.
Oh my
I love
god.
him so much. My cheeks hurt from smiling.
Still gonna steal from him if I can, but you know.
What was that?
I said I'm still gonna steal from him if I can, but like,
Hmm.
you know, he does seem like kind of a nice guy, so I guess I'll maybe reconsider it a little bit. Depends on what I find though.
Sure. You do see over the top of a fireplace that is supposed to look like a fireplace, but there's clearly no fire in it. In fact, it's kind of a like fake waterfall setup inside of a brick fireplace. Um, you see over top of that there's two sabers. It's and obviously there's all kinds of like just fancy accessories around. I mean, you could probably get some money for the silverware, you know. But there's that kind of stuff. Is anybody going to get a time to talk to
I
that one?
want to talk to him.
Okay. Nix, do you go up with her as well? All right.
I do.
You go up and he pulls away from him. Oh, hello. I haven't met anybody like you two. What are you all up to? Who are you? How did you get the
Um,
invitation?
Hello, my name is Aether, and my friend and I are here on behalf of Omar.
It's a pleasure to meet you. And he goes and shakes your hand you have to use your left hand, which is weird. Uh, and he shakes your hand, and it's all slimy on the way out, and he goes, "Oh, it's a pleasure to meet you, Aether. Next, it is so good to see you."
Nyx like embraces the slime. Good old handshake. Having a great time.
Is like big wide mouth. It's just like the dopey smile. It and he goes So you did I don't Ryan didn't hear. Did did I hear you guys went through Omar to get here?
Yes, he unfortunately couldn't make it, and let us have his tickets. And this is an amazing event that you've set up. We actually had some quick things that we wanted to talk with you about on behalf of Omar.
Oh, I see. I see. So we have an encounter. Have you ever seen my kids? I'm sorry. Can I
I
show
would
you my...
love to see your children.
Sure.
I've heard they're adorable.
Okay, well, I'm sure we have plenty of important things to talk about, but what could be more important than kids? And he leads you back to the place that you saw, but he gets out a key and opens up the back door, and you go into like this like stone pool terrace garden, and you see all these like little tiny axolotl salamanders uh throughout the pools, and he goes, "Oh, they're only a year old now. Oh, I remember when they were so small."
They're
They're
adorable.
precious.
Yes, they are. Uh, but thank you for indulging me. What can I get you here? What do you what is your goal? I know people don't come to these kinds of events just for the niceties.
Well, we aren't exactly in politics ourselves, but we are, I guess this is a room that's kind of like closed off, isn't it?
It's actually outside and nobody
Outside,
else is
yeah.
out here because he had to open a locked door to get here.
We're helping out Omar with some things, and we've come into a bit of a wall we can't get past. We heard that you were a retired member of the Embernox Guard, and so you might have some connections that might be able to help us out with an investigation of sorts.
Oh, what kind of investigation?
um, Long story short, we have to be able to look up one of the serial numbers of a piece of armor that we have recently acquired, and we can't figure out how to do that.
Oh, so you're trying to track down a serial number back to the officer.
Yes.
Exactly.
And you see as his face goes into a bit more of a smile. Well, you see, that's an interesting problem because that's tracing those things back usually is illegal unless you are a member of the Embernox Guard. So to do this, you would need to break into the Citadel or get somebody to do it for you and gain the information. And he like turns to you and his eyebrow or what appears to be a brow goes up for you. Is that what you're trying to do?
Yikes.
We realize that this sounds suspicious, and we certainly would not want to. Not. It's simply
Lady,
for
I
an.
don't mean to be rude, but I spent many years in the military. Do not, I do not want to beat around the bush, as some would say.
Yes,
I would like an
that is what
answer.
we are looking for. What we're looking for a direct officer's name.
Our intentions are only good.
And you're saying you're... I think we can make this work. I'm so excited. I've always... Uh, so, if this is in fact what you're interested in, then you must be a criminal.
No.
Well, you will be soon. Uh,
We
and,
we we recently got out of prison. I won't tell you that, but reformed criminals.
and he begins to lead you to like a side entry there, and he pulls out one of like the siding. He pulls up a piece of siding and puts in a code, and you see as this like door, and you see as this like door begins to open up, and like this like secret stairway appears at the bottom, appears in the middle of the garden that was totally hidden before, and he just goes, "Well, let's go." And
I'm gonna wave goodbye to his kids. Bye, kids.
his big dopey body, and like once again the stairs turn into a slide for him, and then you guys turn into steps for you. And as you lead below, this is like uh it's like a cyberpunk armory kind of setup where it looks like a secret hideout kind of thing. And he goes, "So the reason Omar probably sent you to me is because for a little while now, on top of my other things, I've been taking military shipments of weapons and other sort of destructive goods, and maybe selling the technology and the equipment and taking it off of their hands."
Wow. I'm writing it down.
Of course, I hope you understand that this must remain between us. And he looks at you and and you can see his eyes have like a slight glare to them, like, but you can almost like see through his head. But somehow this glare seems ever so slightly menacing behind a big dopey face.
Of course, of course.
Trust me, I already really very much like you and would not want to be on bad terms.
Well, because otherwise I need to blast you to pieces. And you see his
That
like
would be
cannon arm
unfortunate.
goes.
Yeah, that would not be fun.
If you're ever interested in buying some sort of advanced weaponry or armor or some kind of military equipment, and he like opens up and he pulls down a like side wall, and you can see there's just like a wall of just like guns and like grenades and like just advanced weaponry.
Oh
Um, Or if you're looking for something of the more covert angle, I can have some things like that. And you see like a pair of glasses and like some shoes and other things like that. And but if you're just looking for perhaps an entryway, this is something I can do as well.
my god. Oh, so we're breaking in then, huh?
Well, I'm afraid that I don't have anybody that could simply do it for you, and but I do have some key cards that would get you past the mainline security.
I think
Well,
that
Quipper did want to break into the place. Where's Quipper?
I
Great
don't know.
question.
Oh, do you have a friend
Just hanging
too?
out. At this, by the time I like went into that living room, I've accepted that I'm just not gonna steal anything. And at this point, I imagine I'm just rambling around the party like, now where did they go? They're just totally gone. I walk off for 1 minute to go steal some shit. Next thing you know, they disappear on me.
That's what you get.
Yeah.
No, you are
Guess I'll
certainly
go eat
welcome.
a boatload of food.
You are certainly welcome to go ahead and find him before we go through further questions if you'd like.
We'll just debrief him later.
That's
He doesn't
true.
really listen during these sort of explanations anyways.
I mean, ooh,
Well,
not
sounds good to
wrong.
me. Like a proper leader, you know when and how to apply your members.
Alright, but hang on though. Keep talking about weapons. He'd definitely be paying attention to
Uh,
that.
these you need to get so to do this, I believe you would need to go in to the Citadel, and I could get you the key cards that would get you past mainline security. I can supply you with a small device that will allow you to pass through uh the weapon sensors and the sensors that would otherwise alert the Embernox guard to any intruders. Uh, and these I can and those I think I could do on the house just because I hate them. And I could uh and but besides that, it is still up to you. There is a matter of infiltration that is required. Disguising
Um,
personality, your bodies may be paramount.
um, something tells me that at least Quipper and I will be okay at disguising our bodies. Although I don't think we can be big enough to be Embernox guards. Is guards big? I forget. I'm thinking of the. Give me a second.
Marathon.
I'm thinking of the Myrmidons. Embernox guards big, or they tend to be like normal people, varied in size.
Uh, you said Embernox guards. Most guards are Warforged, but mostly normal people. Um, the Beat Cop is slightly different than the more advanced agents, and then there's also obviously the Myrmidons, which are kind of monstrosities.
This doesn't
So
necessarily
going,
apply to me. I'll pay back.
so to infiltrate the Citadel, what sort of level of Embernox would we have to be? Like, because I'm guessing just a beat cop isn't gonna cover it.
Uh, so
This is like Lizzie asking DM, less than Lizzie asking the adorable axolotl friend that we just made. I literally, every once in a while, I have to like look at Soap because like I get so happy. He's hiding right now though.
Yeah, this
His little head's peeking out though.
I just love that the Admiral is like almost kind of committing some sort of crimes all the time, and he has military equipment under his adorable house
I mean,
with all of his children.
And he's
th-
so
this is-
squishy.
he he is certainly an extreme criminal. He's selling police weapons and just like stealing and selling them on the side.
He gives me like Santa vibes.
But with high-end weaponry.
Yeah.
So, yeah, right. You were asking if, like, you would probably need to get in from as more than just Peacock. That would get you through probably the front doors. Actually, this would have to be more of a conversation for him as well, because he would also need to remind you. Now, there's many elements of the Citadel. You are not going through dispatch, so that does mean that you're not going through all the normal checks and bounds, but you are going to need to enter the records room. This is a sector of the Citadel that is dangerous to go through. Obviously, they will probably have a Myrmidon guard there. You'll probably have at least one Myrmidon guard there. There's going to be some high security, but for the most part, it will be some technological security, which I can mostly get you through, although you will have to be on edge about traps. Let's see, what else do we have here? You're going to need to find, once you go inside, not only you're going to need to find some sort of information terminal or book that would tell you where the information that you need is, then you would have to find the file. This is a big library of digital information, and I don't suspect you would be able to find it by just wandering the halls.
So clearly this is not going to be able to be a fast procedure. How
Quite the contrary, as a matter of fact. You need to be in or out, or you will in fact die.
is it going to take us a while?
I don't think so. You just need to infiltrate in, either talk your way through, pretending to be someone you are not, or just blatantly sneak in. Then once you go in, you would need to, I don't know, maybe take out one of the librarians there, uh, and then or just take one of their tablets or information books. Find that, and then go through the library, finding the location that you found, and that should lead you to a name, location, and all information regarding that member of the Embernox Guard.
Trying to plot. Do the guards tend to have, well, I guess this is a silly question, but do they tend to have like constant communication between each other? Like if we were to like take one of their like devices and maybe send a message to divert something, would that be something that they normally
I'm
do?
sorry, can you repeat that? I was like zoned out.
It's fine. I don't know if this is a silly question or not, but do all of the guards tend to have some kind of like constant communication between each other where we could maybe, if we took one of them out and took one of their devices and sent a message to maybe divert elsewhere, would that be something that could happen?
Oh, That would certainly be a good idea. They do have local radios that they may use to contact other members of the Embernox Guard that may be nearby. They will probably, in fact, do frequent radio check-ins so that they can make sure that all their guards standing by are alive and active.
Okay, that could be a plan, maybe.
What
You
about
seem
okay,
so
so
unsure of yourselves, both of you.
it's
Uh,
It's your vigor, your intensity, your drive to go into action.
I don't want to die.
I think he's off eating food in the party.
Hmm.
The one that's like, yeah, let's just go do it. We got this.
far too often we've had plans like these where they've seemed to be foolproof and somehow, some way they devolve into chaos and we barely make it out.
No plan survives contact with a kraken, but that does not mean that action is necessary. Isn't necessary.
Guess we're just going to try our best and
If we disguise ourselves as officers, we're going to have to somehow have a serial number in case we somehow need to be identified. Otherwise,
And that is what I can offer you. Fake IDs.
is that Ew.
What?
Get a little sick thinking about that worrisome thing.
These I can offer you. I'm afraid these things do not come free.
Of course.
I was already planning on making a donation for your kids regardless, but for this,
Really?
I will give a little extra.
I do appreciate it. That is part of why I do this.
Completely
I'm gonna
understand.
die.
So I believe that I would require 15 gold per fake ID, um, for this engagement per person.
I mean, it's probably worth it just to get fake IDs for all of us, just in case.
Absolutely.
Sounds great. If you give him the gold, he goes over and he gets these like
I'll pay for Quippers.
he gets these like little badges, and he goes and he like goes onto a computer and he goes tapping onto it, and out prints out these like little circular badges with the symbol of the Embernox Guard, which is like a rook kind of setup. Uh, and he begins to hand them to you, and he goes, "See, when you press that button, it'll include a sample of your blood, and whatever face you are wearing at the time that you do it. Uh, since you take a little picture with yourself, which gives you both a face ID and a genetic ID, which it will then scramble so that it resembles whatever race you choose, but does not directly resemble you. But it will be directly added to the database of the Embernox Guard, and these probably should be disposed of after your mission, because they
Definitely.
will, in the future, if they were alerted to your criminal activity, be on the lookout for this genetic signature and serial code."
Right. This is a lot. I'm sure it'll be fine.
Anything for justice.
Fortune favors the bold, young lass.
Ooh,
Except for when it doesn't.
Who said that?
she just anxiously scratches Barley for comfort.
I just hope we're doing the right thing.
I mean, I feel like we're definitely doing the right thing.
Yeah. I did want to ask though, unless you were about to say something and I looked up too late.
Oh, just fine. Keep going.
I was just going to ask about this party of sorts. Like, are there people from every kind of, big establishment in the city here?
There's some of them. I have nobody from the. I don't think I have anybody that represents the not the Simic Order. No, none of them. Um, I have a member of the Dawn Emissary here. I have a couple other, including them. Ah, yes, a kind fellow. He's one of the best. Not his other head, though. Quite a little bastard man, the other one. But yes, he
Luckily I
lives
encountered a nice one.
in the upper districts, and he works for the Dawn Emissary. I think there's a couple others that live in the Dawn Emissary. There's a wonderful woman that you may have met. She lives in the Sanctorum district, but she is a delight. She was the one that actually helped me arrange getting these pools set up for my children. What else?
What's her name?
Gosh, dude, why would you do that to me?
True. Never ask a character's name. This is
Uh,
pain.
Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. That's terrible.
Nick's always needs to know she has someone she needs to run from.
Not everyone from the Sanctorum district is bad.
Yeah, well, most of the people she's encountered happen.
If this guy
The one
says
she remembers.
great.
All right. Her name is Tusa.
Oops.
So.
I just wanted to make sure it wasn't a name that I recognized.
No. Well, I'm glad it was not. But yes, we have people of all walks here. But for the most part, they are only people I consider trusted or friends. Some of them less than others, but nonetheless, they're all also wealthy.
Amen to that.
Just curious.
A couple of them are actually here for similar reasons to you.
Oh.
Well, that's wonderful for you. Plenty of business.
Indeed. That's why this is here.
I did mean to ask, and I hope it's not too personal, but did you come out with your wife? I don't think I...
Oh,
Or your partner, I should
Yikes.
say.
I'm afraid I lost her last year.
Yikes.
Oh, I'm so sorry for your loss.
That's a yikes.
And I'm sorry
Oh.
I cried.
Oh, it's just fine. You see, the air here is toxic because of the fumes that we let out through industrialization, and it makes it hard for my species to exist. And tragically, we lost her to that. But through efforts like these, hopefully, we will find a way to make my species better off, even in a place as hostile as Cardinfall.
If you ever need a babysitter one day, I am fantastic with children.
I will
Yes,
keep that in mind.
promise I'm responsible with children where I am not responsible with my own well-being.
Although,
Okay.
soldier, I'm gonna need you to prove yourself by this next mission that you're taking before I let you babysit my children. Because I promise you, my children will be tougher than any guards you'll find in there.
I believe you. In order to babysit my children, you must break into the Citadel,
You must commit crime.
steal illegal information, and make it out alive.
Only then will I trust you. With a dozen toddlers.
Well,
A lot more than a dozen, I'll promise you that.
Several dozen toddlers.
But yeah, he goes, in any case, I have other guests I must attend to, but it was a delight meeting all of you.
Of course. I'm glad that we met.
All two of them.
Mhm. Well, yeah.
Uh,
In any case, let us go back up. And he, goes up the stairs. And going upstairs, it seems, is much more difficult for him than going down.
I offer an arm for support.
This is a one-way stairs just because it's small and hidden. So I'm afraid you couldn't really do that. In fact, you have to wait for him to go basically the whole way up because he's got this long tail behind him. But yeah, then he gets to the top. You guys get up. He closes the door, and he goes over to the children and goes, "Bye, children." And he sticks his finger in, and you see as a bunch of their little faces go. Womp, womp. And then he guides you back into the party, and then he asks, "It has been a delight meeting you. Best of luck on your adventures. Tell me
Thank
if
you
you
for
need
all
any
your...
more equipment for your travels."
Right.
We certainly will. Oh my gosh, Aether, did you see his kids?
I did. Where's
They're
Quiver?
Oh yeah. Oh god.
But where are you?
Okay, now you can decide whether or not this is something I would succeed at doing. But at some point in time, I want to have just worked my way into the band that's playing music. And just also be playing music with them. Like if it's just like some slow, like whatever music, I'm just like chilling with my lute, just like strumming some gentle noises in the background. You know, he
Nice.
can match the style. Just chilling.
I'm just gonna like keep my head and be like,
I'm in the middle of a song.
There is something I would like to do while you guys do that. So if you wouldn't mind taking care of yourselves for just a second.
Care of yourself.
Quiver, we found the Admiral.
He was delightful. I really hope you didn't rob him.
I kind of sneak away. Yeah, no, I mean, you know, I just, I walked around a little bit, looked around. Doesn't really have anything worth taking, I'll be honest.
No, the officer
That seems like
be because he's an endangered species.
I'm having so much lag right now.
Yeah, I just
I
did
had
too.
a big bout of it as well. Krenna's frozen for me.
Oh no. Let me switch that.
Basically, everyone was frozen for me. Oh.
I'm out intentionally.
Dropping like flies.
We good?
Let me...
Yeah, I'm out because I'm doing other things.
There we go.
Okay.
Anyway, what did literally
yeah.
anybody just say?
I said, did you know that this was a fundraiser so he could raise money for his children to take care of his children because they're endangered species? So if you robbed him, it would be awful.
I mean,
Bad.
like, I'll be honest.
You didn't.
Look, listen. Okay, I did in fact hear that while I was upstairs looking for things to steal, and I did in fact not stop looking for things to steal after hearing that. But if it makes you feel any better, I didn't find anything. I mean, he had like some like silverware, but like, I didn't take anything.
Well, at least you didn't take anything.
I mean, like he had stuff, but it was either so big or it was just kind of like, I don't know. It's just not worth it.
And if you did take anything, he could definitely take you in a fight, and we recently
Wow.
learned that.
Most people probably could. I wouldn't even want to fight like Nyx, let alone an admiral. I mean,
He has an entire like underground like armory.
that doesn't surprise
Let's
me.
not
He has
talk about that here.
Well, I thought we like slipped away or something.
probably a little off.
I mean, yeah, but we're still in a party.
I figured we were like
In his upstairs trophy room, he has the beak of a kraken.
Oh wow!
That's wicked.
I wonder if he fought it. I wonder if that's how he got his peg leg.
Well, directly next to it, there is a giant painting of a battleship fighting a kraken. So one can only assume.
That would make sense. Oh, Nick.
There was a safe behind the painting, but like, I just couldn't do it.
Yes, Aether.
You said you ran into someone from the emissary, right?
Yes, I did.
Did you get like their name or anything? I know we were thinking about looking into the Legion and emissary for possible things about the city.
Yeah, his name was Felder. He had 2 heads.
Oh?
Hard to miss. He's massive too. I
Was
could
he
probably yeah, he was rather nice, although I had no idea what to say to him because he was asking personal questions and I did not know how to come up with a fake answer for them. But
It was
he was
academic.
kind. Yeah, he was asking me like, "Oh, what are you doing here? I've never seen you before." And I was like, "I'm here with a friend." And he's like, "Well, who's the friend?" And I was like, "I'd rather not tell strangers." And he was like, "Okay." And then he was like, "Well, are you a student?" And I was like, "Of what?" And he's like, "A student. You're so young." And then I lied and said I sort of was because one of the people at the place I was growing up has a university named after him.
Right.
Mhm.
Probably meant
So-
the emissary though, right? Don't they have big schools and things?
Yeah. He basically was like, if you ever want to have a place that is not as harsh and awful as working with Lazlov, you can come here. And I was like, that's nice.
Well, he seems like a good possible contact, maybe in the future.
Yes.
That's good. I was
Potentially.
trying to see if there was anyone from the Legion here, but you didn't mention it, so.
Yeah. All I know is that if we do run into Felder again, I hope it is with the same head and not with the other one. His
Yes,
other
well,
one might have a different name too. I have no idea.
kind of like that troll.
Yeah.
So, what should we do now?
I don't know. Barley has started nibbling on my leg. I think he's hungry, so I'm gonna go get him a sandwich.
Good.
I've been feeding him all night. He's insatiable.
Yeah, just make sure you're hiding that. I think a couple of kids were looking over at you with those strawberries.
That's fine.
Mm-hmm. And
Attention
Clipper,
is
don't
nice.
worry, I'll fill you in. Hello.
Yeah,
Ryan?
sorry. I'm just working on stuff, so but I'm real sorry. I'm almost done.
Ryan,
Oh,
I'm
it's-
curious.
How dare you?
Did I see anybody at this party that I recognize?
Let's see. I'm gonna need you to make a history check.
Any dirty ne'er-do-wells here? Uh, that's an 11.
Ooh, excuse me. I'm just like sneezing all over the place now, and it's making me upset. No, you do not think you recognize anybody at this party.
It's fair. Didn't really expect to. A little relieving, I suppose.
Can we see anyone? Because obviously, Nyx ran into the emissary people, but do we see anyone with like the like Legion insignias or whatever? I don't remember what it is.
Funny that you should say that. Oh no, it's okay. There we go. So this is a very hastily drawn map.
Oh no,
But-
the map.
Uh, but
Time to die.
something as a matter of fact. Oof, such a mess I made. But as you're walking out, as you're walking over, you get something. You were walking by the food bar, last I heard, as you were sitting there. And you see as and you walk over and you start to look around. You have the highest passive perception of most people. You notice by one of the punch bowls there is there is a vial sitting there. It's like this it's just a small normal like what you expect of a potion vial, and you think that's a little strange. And your eyes narrow in on the liquid inside. And like your stomach, you get a grim sense of um recognition, and your brain doesn't almost comprehend what you're feeling or why you're feeling it before you start to see, as you like begin, your head begins to spin. You look around and you feel like the room is spinning around you, and you see as like two other of the vials are sitting throughout the room empty, and you see other two people with drinks, or other people with drinks with with a red liquid that once again strikes you with that sense of familiarity. And just at the last second, you see as somebody opens the door, like the main entryway, looks behind them, and you see a familiar, like kind of handsome face with a long golden hair, and you recognize the face of a person named that you once met named Galder Vaughn. And you see as you make eye contact for a brief second, and then you make eye contact for a brief second. A small, grim but still stoic smile creeps across their faces. They close the door behind them. And then you see as the three people that you saw like nearby with the red drinks, some of them begin to get sick, and they start to like bend over, and some of them start coughing, and you see red liquid that of viscous like blood begins to spit out of their mouth. And then you see as the blood on the ground begins to move and writhe where they were standing, and then you see as like they look up at the people around them who are looking to help them and other things like help them, put their arms around them, and you see as their like eyes and their nose have gone red with blood pouring out of them, and then slowly their mouth begins to spew blood, and then their body just begins to totally split apart at every seam, with the blood beginning to like pour out of it and animate around them and creating, and as their bodies kind of crumple into this mess of flesh and bone, you see as a humanoid figure made out of entirely animated blood stands there. And I would like for everyone to roll initiative.
Nine. Where is my
8.
character sheet? Oh no.
9.
We're at the same time. Ah.
Wait, Aether drank this stuff?
No,
No,
she saw it.
She saw it
I
happen.
saw it.
She saw the drink and understood what it was, and then the rest happened.
Okay, I was like, we forgot to talk to Celia about Quipper's worm again. I knew we were missing something, and then I saw the vial, and I was like, oops. We're so bad at surviving. It's insane. Okay,
So, Nix, what did you roll?
I got a 9.
You both got a 9. You're definitely going first though, because I have a +0. I'm shaking.
So,
No.
all the Phage 1
Anyway.
Okay.
is 8.
Hold on, I can't. Am I the only one that's here having troubles with Ryan? I can't tell if it's my earbud or if it's Ryan's mic. Is Ryan coming in fine for you guys?
I think so.
Yep, it's me.
Yeah.
Give me 1 second,
Running out of
please.
battery.
I don't think so. It tells me when it has low battery.
Like I put
And Corinna, this is the homebrew monster I made.
Shall we practice talking for your earbuds to see if they work? Maybe not.
Sorry, I swear I'll be ready in just a second. It's just always a hassle to get these earbuds to work. Can you guys talk for me?
Hello.
Blah blah blah
Okay.
blah
We're
blah
at a
blah.
party and it's scary.
I can hear you. What is happening? This is
What's up?
Do you have just like regular headphones? Like, or
They're my earbuds,
no, I'm saying like if those
and they
are
just
tuned
sound
up.
weird. I have regular ones as well.
We're about to fight to our deaths.
Oh,
Okay. We'll just do this. It'll sound gross, but it works. Okay, sorry.
all right. Yeah.
Um,
So blood phage 1 is 8. Blood phage 2 is 15.
Wait. I don't have anything open right now. Blood phage 1.
Yeah.
How do you even spell phage? It doesn't matter. Phage.
PHAGE.
PHAGE 1 is
8.
8. Blood 2 is
15. And 3 is 13.
3 is 13. Okay, they literally most of them go before us. I'm gonna put the initiative in the chat.
It reminds me of something that I have to tell Ryan about at some point. But
Oh,
it's very
shoot,
off
ignore
topic,
that
so I'm not
one.
gonna do it now.
Oh, I'm real
Delete.
sorry about the quality of this map. But it's just gonna have to do.
All as well.
Nope. That's wrong.
Whipper, you got a 6?
8.
What did you get? 8 for initiative. Okay.
Why isn't that working? Maybe.
Yes.
Okay. Initiative is there.
Ah, here we go. Right. Here we are. This is our map. The red squares are the blood phages. The red squares are the blood phages. The black squares are random people that do not seem to be of any combat expertise. For the purposes of these, they are ensemble.
Ensemble.
They will
It's
be
still
moving.
a loading screen for me.
Yeah, me too.
Ensemble fight members.
But it is. Yeah.
There we
Is
go. Okay,
this-
now it's green.
Um, but they will be relevant to this fight because they can and will die. They will be moving on initiative 20 after this round. So first we have. Well, I'm gonna decide that this one is blood phage 1, right?
Sure.
Or I should all
Sure.
move from left to right.
I will be back in just a second. Please keep fighting without me. Seriously, like, just please.
Okay, who goes first?
I think it's 3 that goes first. Let me check my phone. I want to say it's 3 that goes first.
Okay.
Yeah, or 2. 2, then 3, then mix. Yeah, so 2.
Sorry, I need to look at my. I made it in D&D Beyond.
Got those multiple windows open. Oh my god, I can feel my heartbeat in my throat right now.
Let's see here. So that's good. God, I made it so complicated. All right, so I'm going to. Okay, so they are going to. So 3 goes first. So 3. There was one person. It looked like this one was a set of a couple, and they are going. And this phage is going to attack the person that was standing next to them. Clearly was probably their partner.
So sad.
Um, so they are going to make an attack against them. That attack is actually a failure. You see as the blood reaches forward, and as it just like goes forward, it turns into almost like a set of sharp spines of this liquid blood, and the person kind of dodges out of the way and starts scrambling back on their scrambling back on their like while on their butt. This other one at the bar, you can see that they were just drinking out of the punch bowl, and that's when the this happened. This one is going to, because I assume 2 goes next.
Yes. Well, yeah,
Uh,
it was 2, then 3, but it doesn't really matter for the beginning.
All right, this one actually just hits, and this one attacks this person, who, and I believe it does enough damage that it stabs forward with its like hand made out of this liquid blood that turns sharp, and as it stabs into them, you can see as they're like as blood is just uh, pooled out of them, and then like spills onto the ground, and then as this like lump of flesh that was once this person collapses onto the ground, another liquid, another another liquid one of these begins to rise out of the corpse.
This is not good.
Uh, this one, oh wait, no, now who goes next? I believe 2 of you go next.
Nyx and me, but Nyx is definitely gonna go first.
Okay.
Also, these are stairs. These over here are
Oh my
stairs,
gosh,
by
I'm
the
functioning
way.
so bad.
I'm
My
real
Wi-Fi
sorry
is...
about that.
That's what I figured.
Okay.
Go, Nyx,
So
go!
what I'm going to do
Uh,
as a result of anger that something like this is happening in the house of such a nice man. I'm gonna rage.
Okay, very nice.
And
you
I
will.
think
Ooh.
just for flavor text, Nyx isn't gonna turn red like she normally does.
Mhm.
She's just gonna get like spikier,
Mhm.
like almost like a sort of horns, like kind of like extend from her skin, but like they're the same color as her skin, so they're almost like sharp antenna. And then just
Okay.
like sort of like a really weird, like elongated, very sharp, like very otherworldly creature thing.
I'm
But
also
of
gonna say,
course,
since your dress is not very well trained yet, it senses your excitement and your anger, so it begins to like kind of lose shape, and you see as like your shoulders, teeth start coming out of your shoulders, and it almost makes like a weird armor effect as like teeth just start appearing out of places.
perfect. But her makeup still impeccable.
Uh-huh.
Yes. So she's raging, and she's gonna go after probably the one closest to her. So that's which one's that? Blood. That's the
This
second
one.
one, right?
You can actually get right here, which means it's just in range.
Okay. So I'm gonna kind of like look to the person next to me and be like, "Excuse me," and just go
Huh?
right for the
Uh-huh.
face. Also, I
Right.
like how there's this calm, like ball music in the
Oh,
middle of the battle.
should I change that, or do you guys like it?
I feel like at this point it would change. I feel like it's weird.
Yeah.
There are
sounds
blood
good.
monsters.
Yeah.
The band's
Okay.
just still playing, like.
I definitely like to imagine that the band is just like, eh.
I straight up don't understand how Matt does all of this at the same time.
What are you talking about?
Well, doesn't
Matt
he have
Mercer.
like a
I was gonna say.
shortcut music thing to the side?
I'm sure he does, but like I don't know. It's so much to think about. All right, what you rolling?
I rolled a 16.
That hits.
Yes. That is awful damage. So that's 2 plus 3 is 5 plus 2 is 8. No, not 8, 7. 7 damage.
Yeah, 7 damage. That hits. Is. Okay. Very nice. You slash into it, and you see part of the blood just like slides off onto the floor and just splatters, and does not reanimate.
That's all I can do because I use my bonus action to rage.
Oh, okay. So yeah, you do that. Let's see.
It's me
Who's next? Mhm.
I'm going
You did.
to. I'm gonna pull out Wonder Spark, my cannon, and shift it to the Force Ballista with the clouds, pressurized
Mhm.
cloud, and I'm going to yell, "Everyone, drop your drinks!" And I'm going to fire as a bonus action the Force Ballista at the one that was with the couple. So I'm gonna fire at that one,
Right. Okay. What's the range on that?
like 120 feet.
Okay, yeah, you're fine. Yeah, but like this is a big room, so range is certainly a factor in this room.
Oh yeah. That's 25 to hit.
Quite absolutely, that hits.
Um, and that is 10 damage, and it's pushed 5 feet, so against the wall, basically. So it's pushed
Alright.
away from its. Ugh. And I'm just
Alright.
going to I'm gonna go up a little bit, so I'm kind of closer to where Nyx is. I'm assuming that big rectangle is a table, right? So I could like hit things
Yes.
over it.
Yes.
Okay, cool. And that's what I do. And I'll bring my little cannon with me.
Okay.
Wonder Spark. And that's
Okay.
it.
Ryan, you have so many little just marks everywhere.
Yeah, I know that was a artifact of some copy and paste that I did. I'm sorry.
How dare.
Yeah. I was trying to do it pretty hastily. So Matt, I believe you are up next at the same time as one of these, but your dexterity is quicker. So let's go for you.
Yeet. I'm gonna go ahead and just move, like, to the big open space. So, like, 25 feet, like, up.
Oh, like here?
Yeah. But, like,
Okay.
yeah. Kind of to the right.
Pushing them.
Like, not that far up. Like down, like, 2 squares. Directly
Okay,
parallel
like
with
here?
the triangle. Yeah. Not
Yeah.
parallel, but next to. You know what I mean. Right?
Mhm.
That's a good spot. And then I'm gonna let's just go with a good old classy slingshots.
Okay. Which one are you
Because
firing at?
the first one.
This one?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Just checking. But I'm pretty confident that that's what I'm doing. Okay. Wow, we're starting off good. Got a natural 20.
All right.
So that's 18 damage.
18 damage. And you see as the magic just hits it, there's like a pulse, and the blood just like splatters in all directions, and it seems to have died.
I just accidentally put 2 balls in my sling for that shot. I was like, damn, I don't think I can ever do that again. And the next one is a 22 to hit. Because I'm
That
going to
hits.
hit the one behind it.
Mhm.
And that's 9 damage.
9 damage. All right.
I'm just going to go ahead and get this moving. 8. After nailing those. Damn, okay. Oh wow. That's a little different than what I expected it to be. After, like, nailing those 2 shots, his voice just kind of gets, like, low, and he's just like, all this blood and death reminds me of the dark spirits of the forest, and how they would blink around in the night, and slaughter the innocents, and blood everywhere. He just kind of,
Out
like,
of curiosity,
1,000-yard
real quick.
stares into the distance.
Out of curiosity, really quick. What dice do you roll for that?
A d12.
A d12. So you should know that you roll your bardic inspiration dice.
What are you talking about?
For that thing for selecting the story, you select your bardic because I was wondering if you did this earlier.
Oh shit!
You
Look at
roll your
that.
bardic inspiration dice, so it like the
Aren't I just
stories
an
that you can
idiot?
get better as you level up.
Yeah, I completely ignored that. I'll be honest with you. I didn't even see
Yeah.
that. I've just been rolling a d12 the entire time.
Yeah, no.
Although to be fair, I think the only time I've ever gotten more than like 6 anyway, I think was like the one time I got the giant thing.
Okay. Well, in that case, we're good. But
But yeah,
that's
you're
just
right.
something to keep in mind.
No, that time I did in fact roll an 8. So I re-rolled
Okay.
with a d6 and I got a 2. So
Okay.
I don't know. I tell some story of a renowned duelist. I don't
Okay.
I don't know. I already roleplayed one story. That's all you're gonna get out of me.
Understandable. But I just wanted to run that over real quick if it came to mind.
Tell the story of a renowned duelist. Yeah. Oh man, some guy, man, he was almost as good at fighting as I am right now. But I'm
Okay.
out here nailing
So
all my shots.
now it's this one, right? This one is going to run over to that one, and it is going to attack, and it is going to. That one hits, and this one also kills their target, who then turns one of these, and it heads over to here. All right. Yeah, we're gonna go with that because that's just that one's turn. Um, right.
Excuse me.
So who's next? Next would be 20, right?
Yeah.
All right. So what's going to happen is this one is going to try to run away from that one. From this person tries to run away from the blood monster that just appeared by them because they're not a tactical mastermind, which invokes an attack of opportunity, which does in fact that actually just kills them.
Oh my gosh. Where's our cannon
the-
guy?
The rest, however, this one, you actually saved by knocking the other one 5 feet back, because they're now no longer in the attack range, and they, then they are able to run out the door. These are able to run out the door. These are able to get right there. So able to get right there. This one doesn't really know what to do. They're gonna try to just like clamber over the table, and they use all their movement getting right there. This one is going to try and run up this thing. Gets there. Okay. So that's their turn. Who's up next?
We're at the top of the round again, so that's
2.
blood phase 2, although 4 and 5 haven't been added to the initiative.
Yeah, so they take over the initiative of the one that made them. So 4 takes over the initiative of 2, and 5 takes the initiative of 1.
Okay. Are you
Yeah.
keeping track of that, or do I need to?
No, I'm keeping track.
Okay.
So for instance, this one is going to, because 4 is up next then. Okay, is going to get right here. And they are going to do something. You see as they this one like kind of opens up a mouth, like a mouth kind of forms in the blood, and it just begin and you see as it begins to like steam and heat, and then this like boiling blood comes spewing out forward into these two guests here, and they are going and they need to make dexterity saving throw. That one's a failure. That was also a failure. Right. So you see as this one right here takes the brunt of it, and almost like and it's almost like the blood just like pours over their body, and then their skin begins to melt away, and as they kind of pour onto the ground as a melted carcass, they also rise again as another blood entity. This one, however, actually survives. You see as like the blood gets all in their arm, and you can see as their like skin is melting and burning, but they did live. Who's up next?
Blood phage 3.
All right, blood phase 3. Oh, and I should also mention that in doing that attack, this one gave like spewing all the blood seemed to take something out, like losing the blood seemed to affect it, so it dies. Yeah. So then this one right here is going to make its full movement and run into this one that was just created, and you see as it just like spills into as like this watery mass into the other one, then making this one grow slightly larger and slightly larger and
Now, Ryan, I don't mean to spoil the fun that you're having, but I am curious. What happened to like the 6 security guards that you said were all over this building when we got here?
those were all outside.
Like the
They-
people up
there-
on the
there's-
balcony guarding the
I-
stairs and the doorways that I had to deal with?
Yeah, you know what? You are right. There
Just
were
say
2
it.
people there.
I'm just saying, where's all our backup?
Uh-huh.
Good luck, backup.
What happened
They'll
to
be
the
res-
giant 2-headed man? Where did
Now
go?
that is an actual concern, being that he was actually a very powerful person, but he doesn't seem to be here right now.
Interesting.
Who's up next?
Who was that? Blood phage 2? Or 3?
Yeah,
was
that
3.
was that was
With,
3.
me and Aether, so I guess I'm first. Clearly I'm going after the big guy.
Yeah.
Get me over there, coach.
Yep.
And I'm in a frenzy because I'm so worried about all these people, so I'm going into reckless
Uh-huh.
to get advantage of my attacks.
Okay. Go ahead.
That was okay. Okay. 22 to hit.
That hits.
Sneak attack. Oh, that's not bad. That's 6 plus 3, which is 9, plus 4, which is 13, plus 2, which is 15 damage.
15 damage. Wow, okay.
And my second attack. Okay. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Okay, the second attack is a 20, not natural.
20, okay. That hits.
And that is for 6 damage.
6 damage. You actually manage to perfectly defeat it, get it to exactly 0 hit points, as you just begin slicing through it into this frenzy. It seems that they aren't actually that tough, but they are lethal, especially to common people. But you just begin slicing into it, and as you do, you just get drenched in blood. But the blood begins splatting against the wall and on the ground until it just becomes an inanimate mess of blood. Right? Who's up next? Aether?
Me. I'm going to get the jar out and make some bubbles,
Uh-huh.
and 60 feet try to go to those 2 that are next to each other.
Mhm.
And I'm just gonna like shove them all, and I'm not waiting for them to go off. So that's dexterity saving throw. On a success, they take half damage. So I'll roll. And this is at second level.
Okay.
What did they roll for dex?
One rolled a 14, the other rolled 12.
They both fail. Both of them take 15 lightning damage. And are either of them still up in that?
Appear to be up, but only barely.
Okay, then I'm going to fire the oh my god, what did I call it? Wonder Spark. Fire Wonder Spark at the one that's like closest on the diagonal to the one that's running near the stairs. So like the two that are next to each other, the one that's below. Since that one's
Yeah.
a bit closer.
This one?
No, the other one. The lower one.
This one?
Yeah, that one.
Okay.
And that is boy, that's only a 12 to hit.
That's actually exactly what you needed to get.
Sick. Okay.
And this, they have 1 hit point, so you go through it and it just like blasts it apart.
Yeah,
It's
I
just
rolled
like
12 damage.
oh, okay, yeah. It's just like this like blast of energy goes flying. Or I suppose we agreed it was like steam.
Yeah. It's like
And this
compressed
like
cloud goes boom.
yeah, it goes whoop, and there's just like a as this like explosion of blood goes out.
And
Well
that's
done.
and if I can, I'm going to try to run below well, under, but I mean like below with the map near the one that's running. So go down and then to the left.
So 1, 2, 3, 5, 6. Okay, you get right there.
Okay. Cool. That's where I am.
Okay.
Probably go with her.
Okay, you are.
Her little blue,
Oh yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
her little blue thing. That's what I was saying. Should probably
Yeah,
go
okay.
with her, not me.
And
I
I
can't.
believe Quipper is up before these ones.
Indeed. That's a table in the middle of the room. Yeah.
Do a little quipper slide.
Yeah,
Can
yeah,
I
it
just
is.
try to like
Yeah, it is.
run up and jump onto it?
Yeah, make an acrobatics check.
I love
Hey.
the image.
So good at that. Oh, actually, I'm not terrible. I got a 17.
All right, you go up and do it. No
Just run
problem
up
at all.
and just wow, and then just whip out that old
Smooth.
good old spinning thinging slinging
Oh my God,
thing
give
and
me
just
some
go bang. That's
Okay, very nice.
yeah.
Are you hitting the undamaged one or the damaged
Hit the
one?
one right in front of me. In line with him. It's a 19 to hit.
All right, 19 to hit.
That's-
That hits.
12 damage.
I'm sorry, I asked you and then I didn't pay attention to undamaged or damaged.
The one that's like directly horizontal with him.
Okay. Very nice, and that one is still standing.
It's fine because the second attack is a 15 to hit.
All right. That definitely hits.
And then he takes 7 more damage.
And that one is dead. That one explodes into a mess of blood. Well done.
Yeah. I'm gonna use my bonus action.
Hmm.
Wait, hang on. That's definitely not within 30 feet of me, so never mind.
Okay.
I forego any further actions. Hi, puppy. Hello.
All right. This one is going to run forward, and it can get this far, and it is going to do its boiling blood attack. And it is once again going to release a bout of it's boiling blood in an act of weird self-preservation. I need both Aether and this person behind you to make dexterity saving throws.
14.
14. I believe you fail. Oh, no, actually you do not. You succeed. You succeed on the saving throw, but so does the other person. And you are going to take a measly.
800 damage. No.
So it's 9 halved. So that'd be 4, which means that both you and the commoner survive.
What kind
But-
of damage is it?
Fire,
Okay.
because of the
I
burning
wanted to
blood.
make sure it wasn't necrotic.
Well, if it had ever gotten a physical attack on you, it would have been.
I'm
So good
resistant
call.
to necrotic.
Oh, very nice. Yeah, so it does that, and then it takes. Oh, yeah, and it because of the attack, it loses its health, and it killed itself. And it is about and it is this time that it was going to happen on initiative 20, but you see that the two-headed giant creature goes running in with a spell in its hand, cast it in its hand, and it kind of like begins to release it and then stops himself and fizzles it out as he sees the blood spill onto the floor, neutralized. And then the and then the and then you see as at the Admiral Quazzle comes around the corner with his cannon blazing and lifts it up and is like aiming it at the door, aiming it around, and he goes, "Oh my God! Oh my goodness! Oh my goodness! I'm going to need everybody to report to the Embernox right now. We got to make sure everybody is safe." And he begins to walk over, and you can see panic in his eyes as he moves over, and he talks to the giant really quick. It's called an Etten, by the way, just so I don't have to keep saying giant creature. Uh, I need you to look over to these people. I need to check on my children. But then before he leaves to go check on his children, he goes over to you. You guys are going to come with me. We need you guys going out the back door. I don't want the Embernox knowing you were here.
Okay.
Valid. Nyx kind of just shakes off the rage, still covered in blood, but back to her fake appearance.
Right, let's go. Let's go. Get you out of here. And he seems like clearly in a panic, and he gets you out of like a backside door, and you guys are taken out. And you kind of just find yourself like suddenly in a spot of calm on the street of the Axel district. As there's like a panic, you hear police sirens and Emernox guards headed in your direction.
What do we do?
We gotta go. We gotta get out of here. I kind of
Yeah.
tap on Barley and like tell him just kind of turn into normal t-shirt and jeans, which he's seen before.
And he does that mostly intact. You can feel like a slight still vibration of excitement and adventure, and it's like clearly having trouble staying in form, but it's doing all right.
Nice.
So we're getting out of here. We're going back to Earhold, right? We need to go.
Car.
You are still covered in blood, but
I think we should just go find a nice, quiet alley to just chill in, and I'll just re-summon the car, not wherever we left it, which I assume is probably out front of the building.
yeah, that is correct.
So let's just go, we'll go find a nice, quiet hole to hide in for 10 minutes while I summon the car.
Okay.
It takes a whole 10 minutes to summon. Apparently.
And you see as like the floor begins to open out and slide out, and there's like a small geyser of flame, and the car begins to slowly rise out of
A
it.
very bland, unassuming black car.
Black sedan.
Yeah. Like the most cookie cutter black sedan you could imagine.
And Never mind. Oh, you guys can
Nick,
go on your own thing. I'm sending a
I was gonna
text.
say, Nyx is gonna try to like transform back to the way she looked, or she normally looks. Although when she does it, it's kind of like a subtle thing. Her hair isn't as spiky as it was. Her ears are still kind of pointy, which wasn't normal. Her fangs are not as sharp or noticeable. Like there's just like little things about her that don't quite shift all the way back.
Mhm.
That's all.
So we're going. We're going, right? Going back?
We're on
Right?
our way back, yeah.
Okay.
All right, then you make the drive, and since you're in a car, you don't have to roll on a random chance table or anything like that. You get back to the Sharon Whistle uh, without any concern. Although there is an intense amount of police activity on your way out. In fact, for a second, you're afraid you might get pulled over, but you end up getting by okay. You eventually
So
get back inside of the Sharon Whistle.
Aether's the only one who saw Golderbon. We didn't see him.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. What on earth happened?
It was uh I saw Goldervon.
The Azaria's Legion guy?
Yeah, he filled the fruit punch or the punch bowl with the vials of something. I don't understand how they got it. Um, but that's
Do
what
you know what
turned
that
them
stuff
into.
is?
Yeah, I do. I do know what that stuff is. Let's just sit down for a second. But it was Goldervon. He did it. I saw him leaving.
Why would the Azaria's Legion do that?
Ryan, you're very frozen for me.
Um, I don't know how they got it. Um, but this is my fault somehow. Um, there's a reason I don't practice alchemy anymore. That's for sure. Um,
Do you want to wait and talk about it in the morning?
no, I think it's already come out, hasn't it? It's a problem now. Um, I'm the one that made that vial that they figured out how to recreate somehow. Um, that's why my whole lab was in shambles when you found it. Um, that very thing went wrong, and so I thought I destroyed all of it. I guess I didn't. Um, my parents were very, very sick, and so I thought that I could make something to help them, and it did the opposite. I don't know how this happened. Somehow they got it.
Did did you have previous connections with the Azaria's Legion? Is this random?
Well, there's that. Um, so it's no surprise that I can heal things, and I have wings that are a little messed up. I don't know why. um, but I was always, I guess, a little gifted with these things that I could do. But I I had a little help. When I was younger, a few years ago, I had this kind of voice in my head that would help me figure out how to make things. Um, and while I didn't know it at the time, because I guess I was just sheltered. My parents didn't really know either. The voice called themselves Azarius. So that's what I know. So this is my fault.
Well,
Debatable, to be fair. Kind of a stretch, actually. I mean, if a manufacturer builds a car and then someone else uses it to run over people, is it the manufacturer's fault?
I mean, they didn't make me make it. They just praised me for doing so. And then my parents, I haven't heard from them since. Figured I did something wrong. So,
well,
well,
I wouldn't beat yourself up about it too much. To be fair. Met some pretty evil people, and I wouldn't count you among them, despite what you've created.
I mean, I'm not a good person. I'm trying to
Aether,
be.
Have you...
I think out of all of us in this room, you are arguably the best person. Trust me.
I don't think you could
Not.
argue it. I think it's just a fact.
It's just because I'm trying to be. It's not truly.
You made what you made out of a desire to help. It's not your fault that somebody used it for evil. It is not your responsibility. You tried everything you could to get rid of it and they somehow found it, and that is no fault of your own. But what we can do is we can get to the bottom of this and we can make sure it's officially destroyed. We can root out that evil and we can quash it for good. And you're
Right.
not alone in doing that.
I mean, imagine if the guy that tried to invent, like, aspirin accidentally invented, like, a high-strength poison, and then someone else used it to kill people. It's like, that's not his fault. He was just trying to... He was just trying to cure the headache, you know? Other guys are the bad guys in that situation.
Right. I guess I am. I can't help feeling like I've done something wrong. That I messed up the first time. That I haven't heard from them since because I made something so terrible that wasn't supposed to be that. I don't know. But either way, they have it somehow. So we have to fix that. I don't know why they want to use it. It's it's obviously terrible.
Sometimes being bad is some people's only motivation. Well,
Yeah.
they might have a higher goal. Chaos might just be step one.
But why? This is just weird. It was Goldovan again. It seemed personal this time. They used the specific liquid you made at a place that you were by a person we knew and have convicted of a crime in the past.
I don't know if it's just a coincidence. I didn't know anyone. I've never met anyone from there before. I
Yeah,
really
but
just stayed home and heard the voice until I didn't.
you might not know people, but Azarius, whatever that voice is, knew you.
Yeah. This is a lot.
Yeah. Here I was, worried mostly that my dress would try to eat me all night, and instead we encountered blood monsters, and now I'm covered in bile. Poor Barley is very excited. I can't get him to put all of his teeth away.
Surely not the night any of us expected.
Soap is
I
watching.
don't know. Ever since I started hanging out with you guys, it seems like the unexpected is kind of what I've come to expect.
Right. So, what do we do now?
Go to bed.
The most we
Yeah.
can do is go to bed,
But,
and in the
I guess
morning
we'll
we can.
wake up and find some asses to kick.
We do have a citadel to break into.
Sounds like we also have a legion who needs a little bit of behind beaten.
We also need to talk to Celia, because Clipper has a worm in his body.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Ryan forgot about that. That's kind of rolling
No,
with it.
he didn't.
Oh, really?
He
Okay.
didn't forget. Trust
You know,
me.
it
Conversation.
We just kept forgetting again
That's
and again.
fine. Don't worry
But
about it.
I think that's where we should end the game for tonight.
Yeah,
Um,
probably.
and end
It's
the
late.
stream. Yeah. But I'm glad we got at least that far. I wanted to do at least that.
All right, I'm gonna end that stream now.
The very
Going
ambitious
down
me was hoping we could do the
Aether hole.
Citadel today, but that clearly
Yeah.
could not happen.
Sorry, things got crazy.
Yeah, it's fine. But I hope that was still a good game.
I had a good
It-
time.
Oh
Mhm.
boy.
I fulfilled.
Grenda's having a good time.
Oh no, I'm so excited. I'm just like, oh my god.
What?
I did not expect all that to happen so fast.
Yeah, that was the custom creature I made. The creature, by the way, you guys did everything great. In fact, you did really well. It was. I won't spoil too much because you might see it again. But that creature was pretty weak. It was something that you guys could have taken on even at level 1. But if you let things keep going out of control, it would have gotten very, very bad. You guys did a great job, but yeah, you did everything right. It was supposed to be kind of easy.
You have anything you want
But
to say
great
before
job,
I
everyone.
end the stream?
Uh,
Bye, stream.
All right.
Bye.
Sorry for the chaos.
Oh yeah.